What is up, mathletes? So we have a short little lesson for you, and we're going to be talking about what is the square root of 400. And the reason I bring this up is because I asked someone, okay, what's the square root of 400? And they told me it was 200. And so what I could see right away is the idea's off, and they're not alone, right? So there's actually millions of people, surprised, that ask this same question online. So we're like, you know what? A lot of people want to know, and I think a lot of people have the wrong idea. So let's get this right. All right. So when we're talking about the square root, there's two things I want to do here. So first of all, we could write it like this, right? The traditional square root of 400. But later on, once you get into, you further your math, right? You get a little bit more advanced. You could also write the square root, and maybe you already know this, as 400 raised to the 1/2 power. So first of all, these two things, they mean the same exact thing. So make sure you write that down, because as you move forward in math, that's going to be very helpful. And remember, when you're talking about the square root, you're looking at what number times itself will give you 400. So for example, 10 times 10, that gives us 100. So when you take the square root of 100, right, we're going backwards. So what number times itself gives you 100? Well, 10. So that's what we're thinking about when you're taking the square root. And I could rewrite this as, right, that 100, that's really 10 squared, right? Because that's 10 times 10. And what we're gonna see is that when you square something and then you take the square root of it, they cancel each other out. And so I really want you to have a deeper understanding of all this, so that as you move forward, because square roots, you're gonna be using them over and over and over and over again, right? So I really want you to understand that. So the square root and the square, they cancel each other out because they're inverse functions of one another. And that means they undo one another. So the big question is, what number times itself gives us 400? And we don't want to do 200 times 200 because that's going to give us a really large number. So let's go ahead and let's do 15 times 15. And again, if I put a little dot there, that means multiplication. So go ahead, do that. Let me do it in my calculator just to make sure we don't make a mistake, right? And what's gonna help is just knowing your multiplication tables, and just again, just double checking to make sure, we don't make any mistakes. So 15 times 15, so what that tells me is I get 225. I probably need to go a little bit higher. So instead of going 16 times 16, let me jump to 20 times 20. And 20 times 20, sure enough, we have 400. So if I wanted to rewrite this 400, I could rewrite that as 20 squared, right? Just so again, we could connect the dots and you could get used to this, because later you're not gonna have numbers here. You're gonna have variables, right? You're gonna have letters, and I really want you to understand how all this all works. And the reason they cancel each other out is because when you're taking the square root, we have an index here, which is 2. And these two, they cancel each other out. This square and this index. So you're left with 20. So the square root of 400, there you have it, is 20. So hopefully that was helpful, mathletes. We hope you're having a great day, and we'll talk to you later. Peace.